There was silence for a while, neither of us saying anything. I was frustrated, among other things, and was about to demand again that he answer my questions, when he said,
I have already told you why I brought you here, and I hoped that...
I interrupted him before he could finish and said, No! That can't be the only reason. There has to be something else. You can't just... You show up out of nowhere, kidnap me, and take me who knows where, and call me by someone else's name. Normal people don't do that. Why did you bring me here?
I love you, Alina.
He said, a little quieter than he had been talking before.
I always have. I brought you here so that you could be with me, and so that we could continue on with the life we would have lived if you had not...
He trailed off after saying that, and I thought it sounded like he was trying not to cry. I felt a bit bad when I heard that, and felt like I wanted to comfort him, to say I was sorry. I wondered why I did, and went and shoved that away. I reminded myself that I didn't know him. Yes, I'd seen him in my dreams, and had seen parts of this house too, but I kept telling myself that I didn't know him, or this place. For the moment, I decided I'd stop telling him I wasn't Alina. Instead, I decided to go along with what he was saying, hoping to get a better result. Okay, so you brought me here because you love me, I said, calmer than I had been talking before. I didn't show any signs that I had any feelings for him, though. Where are we, and why didn't we stay together?
We are in the home I built for you.
Before he could finish talking, if he even was going to say anything else right then, or before I could ask anything else, I heard someone coming into the music room. I turned to look to see who it was, and could somewhat make out that a woman was there, but couldn't tell what she was wearing. She moved further into the room, and had a bit of a worried look on her face as she looked at and walked over to Gustav. When she reached him, she said,
Sir, why do you look so troubled? Are you not well? I had heard a bit of commotion.
Before she could finish talking, Gustav said, quietly, but not so quiet that I couldn't hear him.
Yes, I am sure that you did. I am a bit forlorn at the moment, Cerise. My love, Miss Alina, does not remember me. She has insisted more than once that her name is Kaylee, and that she is not Alina. She does not remember much of her time here.
Cerise turned to look at me, as I heard her gasp, and then I heard and somewhat saw her rush over to me. Before I knew it, I felt her putting her hand on my forehead, which I guess was to see if I had a fever. As that was happening, she said with concern,
Miss Alina, you must have a fever. How else would you not remember your time here?
I looked at both Gustav and Cerise, not really sure what to think. Part of me thought they were both crazy, but another part of me was starting to believe what they were saying. I felt even more confused than I had been before. I didn't know what to do. Without even thinking about it, I went and moved back from Cerise and far away from Gustav, heading out of the room. I didn't look back to see if I were being followed or what their reactions were. I just started running. At one point, I heard my name being called and footsteps running after me as well. I didn't stop running, though. I kept going. I ran down a staircase, heading for a door I figured would lead me outside. When I got to the door, I quickly opened the door and ran outside. It was raining, but I didn't really notice. I ran into the woods, which were right near the place I'd been brought to, and kept moving. I kept hearing footsteps coming after me and my name being called out and someone saying to come back and that I would get sicker from the rain. I didn't stop moving much, though, only enough to look around me and move branches. At more than one point, my sleeping gown got caught on a branch and ripped. I also got scratched by branches at least twice, but didn't stop. At one point, though, I ended up tripping on something and fell to the ground. I felt my ankle twist as I fell. I went and felt my ankle and yelped in pain. and then could feel the tears falling again. I felt like I should have stayed in the house and not tried to run. That way I wouldn't be outside in the woods in the rain with a hurt ankle. I wished I had a way to let someone know where I was. I wished someone could help me. For the moment, though, that wasn't the case. I wasn't sure how long it was that I'd been sitting on the ground getting soaked in the rain before I heard noises and footsteps somewhere near me. However long it was, I was really glad that someone was there to help me. "Help!" I called out, as much as I could and as loud as I could. After a while of that, my voice starting to feel hoarse and me actually feeling like I did have a fever. I wasn't alone anymore. Cerise was there and so was someone else. I didn't recognize the second person, but figured he had come from the house too, and was there to help. At that point, though, I didn't really mind who was there to help me, as long as I was being helped. Cerise sighed when she saw me and said,
"Miss, why did you run? It is not safe for you out here."
I was silent for a while before I said, shivering a bit and my voice hoarse, "I'm sorry. I shouldn't have come out here. I didn't know it was raining. I didn't know what else to do." Cerise went and felt my forehead again when she saw me shivering, and then looked at the guy with her and said,
"Henry, wrap her in the blanket we brought for her. We need to get her warm and out of the rain."
She looked at me and said, as she noticed how I was holding my ankle,
"Are you injured, Miss Alina?"
Right then, I didn't really notice that she used a different name. I wasn't feeling very well then. I nodded my head and said, "Yes, I'm hurt. It's my ankle." Not too long after I said that, I was picked up, wrapped in the blanket, and carried back to the safety of the mansion. I shivered the whole way there, and even when I was back inside, even though I was wrapped up in a heavy blanket. At one point, I thought I heard Gustave asking what happened and Cerise and Henry explaining things, but I only heard bits and pieces of what was being said, going in and out of consciousness. At one point, I felt myself being given to someone else and being brought somewhere else. I didn't open my eyes to see who it was, just snuggled deeper into the blanket and to whoever had me now. I thought I felt them stroke my hair a bit as they carried me, but I didn't try to pull away. After a while, I felt myself being laid down somewhere and figured it was in a bedroom. Not too long after I was laid down, I started coughing and couldn't stop. My throat felt very sore. I sat up, trying to get myself to stop coughing. Before too long, which I was glad about, there was a cup of tea right in front of me, which Gustave was helping me drink. When the cup of tea was a little more than half gone, my throat felt a little better, and I didn't feel like I had to cough. I was silent for a little while before I said, not even realizing what I was saying, "Gustave, my darling, my prince, I am sorry for what I've done. I should not have run like that." I didn't hear him say anything for a while, and it seemed like he was stunned. It looked like, from what I could tell, that he had to work hard not to spill the tea or drop the teacup. If I had realized what I was saying, I would have thought it was really strange. But right then, the words were just coming out, from where I didn't really know, and it's what I said. After his silence, he said, with a bit of a smile, as he stroked my hair with his free hand and kissed my forehead,
"It is all right, my love. I forgive you. I could never be angry with you for too long."
"That is one of the many things that I love about you, Gustave," I said with a smile. After I said that, though, I started coughing again, and Gustave helped me get some more tea into me. When all the tea was gone, he laid me down on the bed and made sure I was covered before saying,
"You need to rest now."
"Please, stay with me," I said, not wanting him to leave. He smiled and brought the chair in the room over beside the bed and sat down, then said,
"I would never leave you. I will be right here if you need anything.
Not too long after that, I felt my eyes closing. Pretty soon, I had fallen into a deep sleep. If there was anything else happening around me, I wouldn't have known it. I was too out of it to notice anything else going on, if there was anything. I just wanted to sleep right then, and that's what I was doing.